Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna and today is Sunday morning craft and chat, and I spent a good deal of my Saturday getting ready for today. So I will be doing the Saturday morning makes, like a final walkthrough video for them with Jill Norwood. So say hi to Jill if she happens to watch this video. And go ahead and check out all the different Saturday morning makes. They do some fantastic things that the girls and guys put together some really, really neat art. And I enjoy looking at what they create. Anyway, I'm going to do the tip first so I don't forget. So my tip for today is sometimes you have gems that you want to use, but they're not the right color. You need just that specific color for that specific project. So these just happen to be Hobby Lobby, and they're from the jewelry department, and they come in all different sizes. So I've got a couple here. So if you have a gem that is not the color you need, you can take your Sharpie or any other permanent marker and color them the color you need. And I have done this many, many times in the past because it's like, I don't have that color and I need that color. And you can see that they still give that nice sparkle, and they're the color you might need. So even some of the colored ones, like say you need a dark green and there's only light green in there, you can color those too. Now let's go ahead and try another one here. Just a nice idea for a quick fix if you're in a pinch and you need. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I've been doing this for years, and it works good because you don't always have that specific color gem that you need, but you might have the marker that you need. So go ahead and give that a try if you run into a little pinch. All right, that's our tip for today. And I know I sometimes forget. I forgot last week. And so today I thought we'd work on, I created this yesterday. I know there's a little glare, but I thought they turned out so cute. And we're going to also put together a different one. I've got it set aside here. But we're going to start with this piece here. And then it is the three wise men, of course, with their three camels. So I'm going to hang this one out of my way. And while we chat, I'll show you how I put that together. So I did cut out from my Tim Holtz die, and it is number 663127, and it is the wise men. So I cut out this piece, and I also cut out a star, and this is just out of glitter, and it's a very thin kind of glitter with kind of a shiny backing. I'm not thrilled with it, but it was what I had sitting right there, so I went with it. And it's also the same one that's in that one we just did. So what I had to do was cut this kind of apart to get it to lay. Maybe I'll just leave this sit here. Get the layout in this frame here. So I used this die set here, and this is from AliExpress, and it's 3 die sets. Well, it's basically 5 dies. This one does not have, this little one does not have a centerpiece. It just creates a small frame. Excuse me. Or like a doily almost. But it comes with these two, so you can do just a backing, or you can cut it out as a frame. So like these ones I cut out extra because when I cut out the big ones, you end up with a piece that's good size. So this is just the cardboard. So you end up with a piece big enough to cut out the other pieces too. So instead of just putting away, well, I've got it all out, I just cut everything out of those extra pieces, and then I can put them away. But I thought those would make cute little frames for maybe some album covers or something. So I've got 2 sets of those. But anyway, so I used the largest one, and again, this is 2 pieces. So I cut out the back, twice, one for the flip side. So the thing with dies is when they cut rounded on one side. So I just double cut that, and it just gives it more stability too. So I cut that twice, just the whole piece. Then I added my centerpiece, and I cut that out of cereal box 5 times, and just regular cereal box, and I cut that out 5 times. And then that, of course, is cereal box color. So I pre-glued these together just so, because it is a bit time consuming with all these little holes to get the glue around. So I figured I'd just glue that together. And then after I was done gluing it together to get rid of that cereal box color, I just used my craft paint, acrylic paints, and I painted it white. In addition to that, I cut out 2 of these. I think I'm only going to need 1, but I did cut out 2. And then I cut out 1 full circle, 1 full set of acetate, and I just use the Universal transparency films, and I ordered this online, I believe from Office Max maybe, or one of those. And it was fairly inexpensive, and 100 sheets goes a long way with transparency sheets. So that's what I use for that. And then I just trimmed off, for this, I just trimmed off all this extra decorative part because I don't need that. I just need it big enough to be in behind there. And I'm not sure if we're going to do the same like we did with this one or not. There is no shaker things in here. I used diamond dots. And let me get it just right so it's not glaring. I am sorry about the glare, but I put diamond dots in the sky. So I don't know if I'll do that again. I was thinking about doing a shaker card with the next one, but I'm not 100% sure. So we'll see what I decide when we get down there. So yeah, that was a fun, this is a fun one. So we will go ahead and get started here. So what I did first was I came in and I cut off the 2 wise men from the other one. Okay, so I'm just gonna snip that off. Then I have to find my placement. So I know I ended up putting them like over in this area. Okay. And I know that this top piece here has just a thin line. So if I line this up with that, and I did this over and over again to make sure everything was kind of lined up before I did my final cuts, anything. It has just a thin thing. So then I kind of just slid it down in there like that. And got it like that. And then just kind of hold that one. Then I cut the guy off of the camel. So I want kind of maybe some extra dirt there. Cut that off. Cut this off. I mean, I still wanted to use the camel, but I couldn't get the 2 of them in there together to use the camel in there. And then he was in the back part there. Look at that. Yeah. So kind of like that. He was behind this other camel. Maybe I can get it behind that camel. There we go. And it's kind of tricky. You kind of got to play with it a little bit, but it works. Kind of like that. And then, so then what I did was, while holding those in place, then I took my pencil and I kind of drew where I needed to cut, because I don't want that black showing through in my white there like that. So got that. We can just come in here and cut this off like that. And I'm going to cut just the black from the bottom of his feet here. Let's see what happens when we do that. Yep, his feet are still going to show. So we will double check that. And then I'm going to come in here and trim along that line there, like that. Just cut that because I don't think, yep, I'm going to cut his bottom part of his staff off there. Okay. So let's get it back kind of in position here, like so. And then put this back on. See, it's just multiple times of just trying to get it, because this is so thin there. Okay. I think this was back farther like that. Maybe. Probably would help if to make a little mark too where you actually left off. Let's see here. So yeah, it was a nice week this week. Nice and quiet around here. Didn't do a lot. The chicken coop got finished Monday night, so the chickens are in their coop finally. I'm happy we had them out last night, letting them get used to free ranging a little bit. And they did pretty good. They didn't go too far, which is good. I don't want to let them out all day because from what I understand is the longer you let them out, the further they kind of start to wander. So I don't want them to go too far. So I'll just let them out in the evenings probably. And okay, so now that I have this here, I'm going to make a little mark here so I know where to put that and the little mark there. And I can erase those, but that'll give me an idea where I have to put that back in. And then I'm also going to mark on his feet and stuff to know where I got to trim that off now. I should have done that the first time. Okay. So right in here. Just like that. All right. So yeah, so they seem to be happy. And that makes me happy. So, all right. I need to trim that little one. Better trim his tail just a little bit more. There we go. And yeah, not much eventful things going on. Just kind of the everyday stuff, which accumulates pretty fast. The everyday stuff does. Okay, so now these were up on Pop Dots, and he was at the base here. So let's go ahead and get these ones up on Pop Dots. And I don't know, what have you guys been up to? Let me know. Please comment. Like I said, I would love to do lives if I got even a few of us that wanted to join in. We could pick a time to go live. Okay, so I'm going to leave my tops on there a second. And I'm going to add just a little bit of cornstarch around the back sides here, just in case I decide I want to add sequence or do a shaker card. Then I know that it's not going to stick to those. It's all going to get stuck around those little edges there. Okay, shouldn't be very sticky, but just in case. Just in case. All right. So now we can pop those off. If there is something specific you'd like to craft, let me know. You can, even if you don't want to leave a comment, that's fine. You can email me. My email information is available in my YouTube information. So I don't that, and I typically see those within a a few days. So don't get discouraged if I don't, because it's not my everyday email. It's just my craft email. So, all right. So we can put that just like that. There. Then this one is going to get glued down there at the base. It gives it just some different layers. I'm just using my art glitter glue here. I did do Saturday morning makes last week. That turned out really cute. Maybe I'll share those with you if I can put my hand on where I put them. Oh, I know I hung them up. But yeah, those were fun. Okay, let's get you down in here. Kind of like that. Let me see real quick. That's going to match up. Oh, yeah. That's pretty good. Yep. Oh, nope, it's not. I got to pop this back off and this back off. I forgot to color my sky. My goodness. That's crafting, right? All right. So for my sky, I used, this is Tim Holtz Faded Jeans. And let me get my smudging mat over here. Faded Jeans. And actually, that's my back piece anyway, so that ain't gonna matter. All right. And I just kind of started smudging. I kind of wanted it like a dark blue. And it doesn't matter if you get it on the outside there, because that's going to get another layer on it, so that ain't going to matter. And I did the whole thing. Now this, you can, is this, yeah, it's a distress oxide. Do water droplets on it, kind of make it look like it's kind of starry. I also want to take just a little bit of, let me put this back here. This is Mermaid Lagoon, and it's not going to show up a lot, but I'm going to put some of that right kind of in the center here. Go back in with my faded jeans here. Bring that back a little bit darker, but it kind of gives you kind of a lights effect. Then I'm going to come in with my black soot and darken the edges. And just darken my edges, bring in that night sky. Yep, granddaughter seems to be liking school. Boys are doing good. They're on a camping trip this weekend with their dad, the boys are. And so, okay. All right, now we can go back in. Okay. Just kind of like that type thing. Let's see here. There we go. I wonder if I should. I'm going to give just a tiny bit of glue on those now, since I popped those up once, just so they don't come off later on inside of the if I do a shaker card out of it, they don't come up. Okay. You know, you think you got everything ready and you're all ready to go, and it's like, oops. Happens to me all the time. It's like, and I'm sure I'm not the only one it happens to. That's creating, right? Sometimes we just run into little obstacles. I told my husband, I said, I'm going to do a video. I think I'm going to do a video. He said, you think? I said, well, I'm going to. I just have to get a few more things ready. And then I said, I'll let you know when I'm starting. So I said, okay, I'm starting. And then I had to go, nope, because I forgot something. So there we go. That, the star here. And we're going to put him here this time. Yeah, let's go ahead and get him in there. And the star is very small. Very small. But for this size frame, and I will measure that to let you know how big it actually is. Can't be very big, can it? Okay, just like that, I think. Okay. Looks like it's lifted up a little bit there. That's the bad thing about this paper. I noticed that that backing, and it's not a sticker paper, but the backing kind of peels up when you cut. So one of the reasons I'm not real fond of it. But like I said, it was sitting right there, and it's what I used yesterday to create my first one. So all right, so we got that. Now we would put this on there like so. Okay, let's see. Just like, oh, now that wants to pop up on there. Okay, so I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to kind of glue that edge down there so it doesn't pop up on me, because I don't want it popping up above where I have my other thing. Want to stay down. Okay. I needed to stay down. There we go. Just like that. Okay. And if I decide to put the gems on, then we still want this on first, because then we don't get gems underneath where we got to put this. So let's go ahead and I'll get rid of this mat in a second once I get done gluing this piece on here. We will get rid of that mat. Take a little sip of my coffee. All right. Pinching that edge all down there. And it doesn't matter if the paint isn't perfect on there, because, like I said, you're going to put that other top on there. So let's see, do I want to do gems or do I want to do shakers? So I have these stars, and this is from Hobby Lobby, from the glitter department. And I'm kind of thinking shaker. Let me see. Since I didn't do a shaker the last time, I was kind of thinking maybe a shaker, just to give it a different feel. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. Okay, so we got that on. So now we'll put on our acetate. So I just need a one right around here. Now you can, for this one, I actually cut the Dollar Tree foam, and I ran out. I just cut 2 layers of the foam for this one, which is a lot easier than cutting out 5 cereal boxes, but that's another option to stack and create a thickness for you. But the Dollar Tree foam compresses down. So it starts out at 1/4 inch and it compresses down to about 1/8 of an inch. Cuts nicely with most of your thin dies. So I ran out, and all I had was like the Hobby Lobby foam, and that has a different paper backing. It's very heavy, and I could not cut through this with my dies. So Dollar Tree foam board, yes. Hobby Lobby foam board, no. So I ran out, so I had to go to cutting the cereal boxes to create my layers in order to do a second one. I didn't realize that I was that close to being out, but so that's another tip. Don't buy the Hobby Lobby foam board thinking you're going to cut your regular thin dies with that, because I couldn't, and I tried many different things. So, and I did not, and in fact, I even cracked one of my plates doing it. So, and it was a newer plate, wasn't a really old plate. So, yep. So that was not beneficial to me. So, yep. Now with this one, I put the last, as you can see, I put the last camel on the outside of the plastic. And I kind of like that because, again, it gives it more dimension. So we'll do the same thing with this other camel here. We don't want to forget him. But I'm going to trim off his rope here and there. Let me see if I can get that piece. And then he's going to go on top here, like so. So I'm going to, again, take my pencil and then just kind of draw where I can see that's going to be there. And we'll trim that off. Now this one, I just slid right like on the top there of the paper. But this one I'm going to try to get maybe just under there just a little bit. So we'll go ahead and just put a little glue just to hold them down there a little bit. And down right like that. Just like that. And then our top piece is here. Here we go. Yeah, and you probably might be able to use like a spray-on glue. I've used spray-on glues for some things, but I found that even the supposed permanent stuff, and I've tried different brands, does not hold very good. And then you've got that smell, and you've got to have a box to kind of spray it in so you don't get overspray all over everything because it is sticky. And I used to have like the little machine that you could put your thing through, but I sold those because I thought, you know what, it's not really cost effective for me. So, and I prefer using glue because it is very cost effective and pretty quick. All right. There we go. Just like that. Okay, let me see if you can see all that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Looks nice. Looks nice. So for the ribbon, did I keep my ribbon out? I did. Just use 1/8 inch white ribbon. See, so this is the color when you cut out of cereal box, depending on you get that kind of muddled brown, I guess. I just took a piece of 1/8 inch ribbon, and for this one, I just stuck it through the 2 center holes. One there and one there. It worked out nice that way. And then I just tied a knot in the center at the top. I can get it lined up here. But I thought these would be cute. You could use them as tags, like you could do a to and from on the back. Oop, that's what I forgot. I had the back piece on. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Makes it look a little finished. Okay. So you could do a to and from on the back and use it as a tag, and then they can use it as a Christmas ornament, or you can just give it as a Christmas ornament. You could do like the one I did, the card, attach it to a card face, make a card out of it, and then they can use that for an ornament too, just like we did with our other ornament one that we did. You could do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to take the ribbon out a second. There we go. Be easier that way than trying to string that ribbon through. But yeah, so you could do another card base like we did a couple weeks ago. And do I have those? Yes. So if you're not aware, a couple weeks ago we did these ornaments, and it's held on by temporary double-sided tape, and then we just made a card out of it. So send this out to your friends or family, and they get a ornament along with a card. So I don't remember what week that was. Might have been my first week. I'm not sure. Might have been Craft Chat number 1. I'll leave a link for it below in the description box if you're curious. Okay. So, yep, stamp that with to and from, and they can use it as you can use it as a tag, or attach it to a card, make a card out of it, and then they can use it as an ornament. They can still use it as an ornament if you include it as a tag. But yeah. Oh my goodness. But don't you have those days where your thumbs don't work? It's like, come on. Can't blame it on the ribbon, that's for sure. And I'm just going to tie a standard knot in there. Just bring those through there, just a standard knot. If you ever have any questions about some of the things I am creating, go ahead and again, you can email me if you don't want everybody to know your question. But I will do my best to help you out. And you do not need these special dies like these ones here, which we're going to use with the next thing I put together while we chat, is what these are cut out with. So I just used the big one as my base and cut that out, of course, for my backing. And then I aligned the second smallest one in the center of that and cut that, and that gave me these pieces here. Okay, so you can do the same thing with just your regular assorted circle dies. Okay, I don't want you to think that you have to have any special dies to create one of these. And you don't have to do a shaker card. You don't have to put the acetate down. You can just leave it as a shadow box type scene. Maybe you got some little boxes, some little tiny boxes like jewelry comes in or something. Create a little scene in there. Cut it. If it's too thick, cut it down a little bit. Make a little shadow box scene that way. You can also hang those on the tree. So there we go. There's our 2 wise men There we go. So I was real happy with those. I thought those were cute. So let me hang those out of the way now. And then this one, I'm doing a series called 12 Months of Gingies, and this has nothing to do with it, but I just like gingies. So I thought, well, I want to do a little gingy scene. So we get this other stuff out of the way. So I thought we'd put this together, and that is with this die here, with the Spellbinders die, and this is S4-911. And I also used My Creative Times Ginger Boy and Ginger Girl dies MCT-D397, and I used these and the bows. I didn't do any frosting on them yet. I might do that together with you with the white gel pen. But I didn't cut any of the frosting things out. And I used this Tim Holtz stamp. And I used actually this one. And I'll show you the piece here. Right here. And Jill Norwood, she has some gingham printed paper that she used. And she did answer she thought she got that like Joann's or something in a pack. But I stamped mine in Snow Cap ink. So that's how I got their pattern on there. If you can see it. There's a little gingham. And what else did I use? Oops, don't fall. You gotta stack. It's gonna go tumbling down and make a lot of noise. Okay, so I used some of these. So we're going to use some of these sprinklets, Santa's Treats, and it's got little gingerbreads in it, and candy canes, and out of, not this one. This one's from AliExpress, and I used the tiny, tiny gingers in here. Tiny, tiny gingers for their bows, and I'll hold those up in a second. Let's see how many I used. Oh, right here. So this one, the sprinklets that had the swirls on, we're going to use those for his cheeks. Her cheeks, I used just the pink glitter. And then I also used these, and they're like from the glitter department. It came in like a 3 set. I think it was like a holiday set or something that I had purchased. I transferred them to these bags. Let me see if I got oh yeah, here's the cover. Oh, so it's from Dollar Tree. And it's just called Ornament Filler. And then I use those for their little buttons, the red. I used the white satin ribbon again. I used the acetate. I have the acetate. So anyway, we will go ahead, and if I figure out what else I used, if I used anything else, I'll say it when we come to it. So I cut out my base, 2 of them, and I glued those together with my ribbon hot glued in between. So I have that all set up. And then I did pre-assemble these for the most, as you can see. And then for my stamp, I used Jill's favorite. I think I used Jill's favorite. What did I do with that? Man, I thought I had it out. I must have put it back. But I think I used Jill's favorite. Let me see here. Yes, I did. I used PK3000, Jill's favorite stamp set, and it's Peachy Keen stamps. I used 2 of those faces in there. Okay. And then this is a scrap piece of just regular cardstock, probably from Hobby Lobby or something, because it's not It's not of a paper pack. I don't buy paper like this. So I probably bought it for a specific thing that I was doing. And I usually buy the really good decorative cardstock. But for some reason, I probably needed this, and I had leftover, so it was in my scrap box. So I thought, Gingies bring me such joy that this is perfect for that. And we'll go ahead and glue that down. Got to remember my order, what order I go in, so I don't get something. Now this one I did cut out with the foam. I had enough to do that. My fingers are dirty from, look at, sorry about that. Dirty from inking. So we're going to try to get that in an upright position there like that. Ooh, excuse me. That was my belly growling. Sorry if you heard that. It is getting a little late morning. I typically don't eat till about noon though. So 11, 12 o'clock. I try to hold off. All right. Okay. Where is my other... Oh, there it is. I want to do that for his cheeks. So I'm going to put a dot. Oops, not there. Dot there. It don't have to be a very big glue dot. I'm going to dot there. And we'll give him some sparkle candy cheeks. Yeah. I get a kick out of these. And then I thought they each could hold a gingerbread in their hand, and that is from this other one, from this MK117 Santa Street. And I get mine actually from Walmart. That is the place I found that they had the best price. But shop around, because that was last year or the year before. So they still do have them. I did check a few weeks ago. I was in there looking to see if they had any different sprinkles. So we'll give them each a little gingerbread in their hand. And then how about each of them has a little candy cane in their hand? We can do that. Do a candy cane. Oops, put the candy cane facing the... And I'm just using... Sometimes you have just enough tiny bit of glue on your needle to help pick things up. I do have one of these that picks things up, but it's so goopy that it doesn't always release like I want to. So if I can get it to do with my pin. And that's basically going to be it on that. But let me start getting my rings around here so I know exactly where to place them. Okay, there we go. So this one's a lot easier because it's not, doesn't have all that detail there. So you just go around, round and around and around and around. All right. So I'm not sure what's going on this week. They finally have a full week of school because last week they had a day off for the holiday, for Labor Day. So finally have their first full week of school. And I don't really have too much going on, I don't think. I have to get out and do some gardening, get everything cut down for winter, and maybe Loie will come over for a craft day or something. We'll have to see what she's up to. But all right. So that creates a nice, I don't know if you can see, it creates a nice ledge there. It's about, not a quarter of an inch, but more than an eighth of an inch. So probably 3/8. 3/8, okay. And then we'll put our top piece. Oh, do we want to make it a shaker? Let me see here. We're going to put him there, one up, one down, so they fit in there nice, like they're jumping. And do we want to make it a shaker? Or do we just want it to be like a picture? You know what? I think it's just going to be not a shaker. I think we're just going to leave it just like that. So let's get those glued down there. See how, I mean, you can make it as simple or as practice stamp to see if for size, because I wasn't quite sure on which size I needed. Okay. And they look so happy. And I just got those dies a couple weeks ago, and she had them back in stock, so I don't know if she still does. But that was my Creative Time dies. And then there's a bigger one. She just came out with the bigger one, which is 3 inches. So I got that one too. Yeah. Yep. So sometimes, because a lot of designers use her dye, so sometimes she runs out quite fast. And see, by adding that white cardstock that's cut out, gives it that nice brisk white. And there we go. And I am perfectly happy with that. Okay. All right. I think next week I'm working on a fall slider card, if you want to join me for that. I've got everything cut out for that. I'm ready to do my test one. And yeah, so I think that's what we're going to do next week, is a slider card. It'll be a fall one. So, as always, thank you for having some coffee with me. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. Go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down in the right-hand corner. A bell will pop up. If you hit that bell, you can be notified each time I put up a new video. And as always, I wish you and your family many, many blessings. I love you all. Have a great week. Bye-bye.